bit. Welcome, welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to another edition of Tarot Tuesday, where it's viewer's choice. I'm your host, Luna Pearl, and as soon as we get some energy cleared, some pressure, and some good vibes. Actually, I think we already have the good vibes, but a little smudging never hurt. So while we wait for some peeps to come in, join us on the live, get some collective messages going. If you happen to be watching this on the repeat, shout out to you. Drop a comment below so I can shout you out in my future live. Ooh. Finally got to tape up these cards. This deck has seen some action and is definitely showing its age. I'm trying to make it last. I'm not trying to get a new deck. This one has already got my energy on it. It's already been broken in. And I thought maybe I should try to shuffle in different ways, but trying to do this is weird. I can't. Nah, I can't shuffle that way. The sun's shining up. Can only do that with bigger cards. Alright, let's get a collective message going. Ooh, it's a cup showing up. What's the collective vibe for my YouTube gang? Please and thank you on this beautiful Tarot Tuesday. Got some energy flow. This feels very discombobulated. There's like a discombobulation in the in the air right now. This is like the energy's wild. I don't know if it's because we just got off of a full moon or what, but this energy is wild right now. Hi, Starry Night. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. And absolutely, Ace of Cups to the Five of Wands. It's like really that energy of being open hearted, like to a point where it gets taken advantage of. Like somebody's vulnerability is being um, used against them right now. It's wild. Y'all better protect your energy because there's definitely some pages afoot trying to sink their teeth. I sense some energy vampires amongst the collectives. Okay. That makes sense. You're here first and foremost. So that makes sense. Welcome, Tony. Welcome. I'm gonna say ASA. Welcome, ASA. All right, Starry Night. So we're starting off with you. Let's get a reading. I mean, did you have a particular question? Because it's viewer's choice. So if you have a particular question, absolutely feel free to ask. Just no medical or legal questions. What would fix things within me? My dad he is disappointed in me. It's not good after seeing me today. That's a heavy question. Yeah, that would definitely lend to some heavy energy. Let's tap in and see if there's any fixes. I mean, the thing is, like, right off the bat, when it comes to parents, and I've been seeing a lot of posts about this, parents that act as ops, and usually, if you grow up in a toxic environment, like your parents are your first oppositions. Like, it shouldn't take convincing for a parent to love you or to respect you or appreciate you. That should not be. But let's see. Let's see if there's any advice. Hmm. Not in every way. I mean, there's always something to be grateful for. Right now, you're in some kind of space. I'm hoping a warm space where you can rest your head and, be able to watch this live and get some messages. So, something to be grateful for. It doesn't say anything. Mm, 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 mm. Absolutely. So, to everyone that wants to be added to the queue, please post your question because it is viewer's choice. So, unless you would like just a general read, I need them questions. I need to know what I'm asking. All right, so we're tapping in for Starry Night right now, please and thank you. What's going on with this situation with Sad, and is there anything that can fix it? That's a sneaky one. And of course, it had to be the Seven of Wands. No, my dear. You are dealing with a manipulator here. Magician to the Seven of Wands to the Two of Wands with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Oh no. This is giving trickster energy, like heavy. Unfortunately, yeah, Eight of Pentacles to the Emperor on the bottom, not the cut. Unfortunately, you're dealing with somebody that's their MO. Like, they want to control, they want to manipulate, they want to, be able to create the narrative here, and not only how somebody feels, but their direction with the Two of Wands. So anything that you say is going to be met with some kind of offense, some kind of Seven and Eight of Pentacles. Well, this is reverse. So anything you try to do here is going to be met with some kind of resistance. All right, this is not the type of personality that is going to be receptive. All right, and I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. That's unfortunate, but it's not you, because this person is like, they're lost themselves. So it's not a personal thing, unfortunately. It feels personal because of the relationship, but that's a them thing. That is not a you. All right, so when it comes to dealing with these energies, Eight of Wands in reverse also means no communication. That's like, you cut contact, you don't engage. And if you're not willing to cut contact, I understand. It's your dad. Not something I would just say outright, go cold turkey. But if you can, that would be your best bet. If not, then just reduce or limit your communication and really just work on yourself. Okay, Eight of Pentacles to the Emperor. Again, that is maintaining your own self sovereignty because you do not need the validation of anyone besides yourself. No, he's not happy with himself. This is a personality trait. This is not something that has to do with you. Maybe both of them. This is possibly both of them, but this is someone that is very just outright defensive. Like, whatever you say is going to be used against you. So that's not somebody you can win with. That's not somebody that, whose validation you even want anyway. This is not somebody that really has a handle on their own existence. So whatever whatever feedback you get is going to be from that tinted lens of just like self. This is like self. I don't want to say hatred. I don't want to say hatred, but just just know that this is not because of you. So unfortunately, your best bet with this kind of energy, and it's very clear cut. Like, not often do I see like energy so simplified, but yet so negative. Like, it's just, yeah, no. Mm-mm. For your own good, more than likely, that is your advice. I'll get an angel message for you, see if there's any advice here. Well, that could be part of your journey is to, self regulate and really detoxify yourself of anything that triggers your emotions because we like happy emotions, right? We don't want to feel anything negative, and especially from our parents, that's just not what's up. Oh, guardian angel. Okay, vulnerability and freedom. That's what we want to feel here. Let's see what there's okay, we have divine timing. Strength and guidance. These are very similar images. I've never noticed that before. If you have any other figures of guidance in your life that you can turn to for strength at this time, or for, if you need advice or anything like that, turn to those figures. Like, you don't want to involve anyone in your energy that's going to, be a downer or not give you positive reinforcement. You don't. Well, it's time to look for that because in divine timing, it's like you're coming to realizations on your own. And with messages like this that help reinforce what your intuition is probably already telling you, you can then, take this knowledge and go seek out someone, or, talk to someone, maybe a therapist, maybe somebody that could be of guidance to you besides, oops, channels like this where you can get messages. And don't forget to, with holy love showing up here, don't forget to love yourself. Like, I know it's hard in these cases where you don't feel love from the people that you should, but that's why it's so important to be able to give that love back to yourself. So definitely try to cultivate a sense of self-love. That is going to be very important for you right now. Okay. All right. I wish you the best of luck in this situation. You're welcome. And feel free to stop in whenever you need guidance. You're always welcome. All right. And welcome to everyone that's just coming in and putting your comments. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up so we can get this video circulating, add some people into the queue, get some messages going. All right, so Tobias wants to know, um, yeah, it looks like I'm at a high risk and getting in trouble with the law. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Okay, so is that, because that sounds like a statement. What's the question though? So Tobias, I need a question. And then we have Devon and hi Angie. Hi Monroe. Alright, so we have Tobias, Devon, and Monroe in the queue. Angie, if you had a particular question, feel free to post. If not, it would just be a general reading. EFD, if you have a particular question, please post. If not, I can do a general. Hi Sphinx, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right, so the question is, what's my baby mother's problem with me? I'm going to trust her. Okay. I mean, is that a real? That's a serious question. What's my baby mother's problem? Because I guarantee you, whatever answer I have for you is not going to be like probably satisfactory. It's like somebody has a problem, they have a problem. It's what's going to solve the problem is the important question. Let's see. What's going on with Tobias? Baby mama drama. Oh, wow. 8 to the 9. Strength with 9 of swords. Oh, damn. Just broke me now. This is like a no, this like checks suddenly. This is like that energy is like a tit for tat situation. It's that's very petty energy. Strength to the 9 of swords. All right. Well, solution wise, you're probably gonna be like, fuck that. I don't want to do that shit. But the advice here is you gotta learn how to deal with it. Page of Pentacles to the 9 of Cups to the 2 of Cups. I'm sorry, not the page. The nine. Page or nine? 9 of Pentacles to the 9 of Cups to the 2 of Cups to the Page of Cups to the Knight of Swords. There's like a lot of like the back and forth here is just not productive. Like it feels like communication here, and then we have the Page of Swords with the Hierophant. It's like the communication here is just needs to be better. It needs to be a lot better. 2 of Wands to the World here. In order to ease tensions, because it's like the emotional intelligence and I'm not saying it's just you, in both sides of the conversation, very low. All right, and that's what's necessary because I'm asking for solutions here, right? So in order for there to be any kind of relief, any kind of like lightning to the situation, you got to be able to bend, which I don't know if you're ready to do because it's like this energy is like hard put in like how you're handling it right now. But it's like both sides need to learn to compromise, and if neither of you are willing to do that, then there is no solution. So with Knight of Pentacles being the first thing out, it's like learning how to really cope and add stability to the situation. Now, understandable if you're not ready for your child support situation, but you have to be able to compromise somewhere because it's not a king, this is a knight, so you got to give something, something to ease the situation. 9 of Cups to be able to give, for the for your child's mother to give you leeway. Because if you're not willing to do anything, you're going to be met with the same thing. You're going to be met with the same kind of like energy, communication, pettiness. So it's like this is kind of like who's got to stop being petty first. Now, you're here, not, the other person, so I have to tell you like it's like for your situation, be the bigger person here because Hierophant is definitely the bigger person, the leader in the situation, the, problem solver, if you will. Got the page and the knight. A lot of pages and knights. So this is definitely around like pettiness around, who controls the narrative of um, what's happening here. And it's like the more you try to control it by any kind of ego or, it's not going to work. And that goes on both sides. That goes on both sides. So you got to learn how to deal and cooperate, compromise, and also encourage the same on the other end, which is no easy feat. Hi, Felicity. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So it's an ongoing thing, and this is going to take work building up because we got two ones to the world here. So gonna have to be a collaborative force. You're going to have to learn to work together. Um, how y'all decide to do that? That's really up to you. But you gotta, what is it? Take the initiative. Olive branches. So you got because we got the two of cups here. A lot of branches in those baskets. It's got to start from somewhere. So you're here. I'm going to tell you start offering olive branches where and whenever you can, and of course within reason, because nobody wants to just take anything. But you know, got to start somewhere. Good luck. And I hope it gets better. Hopefully, stay out of jail. All right, yo, people, do what you got to do. Like, I am not a huge fan of all the rules in society. I am rebellious by nature, but do what you can to stay out of prison and jail because why add to the private system that system, like don't do it to yourself. You're welcome, good luck. All right, so Devon, are you still present? Mm-mm. Then Monroe, you would be next. All right, Devon is here and wants to know, do you see me and Natalie having a good relationship or planning to move in together? Okay. Yeah, weren't you just asking me a couple of weeks ago about? Never mind. Sorry. Never you mind. I'm not here. I'm gonna admit I slightly judge sometimes, but I'm not here to judge. I'm here to read. All right, let's tap in. Thank you. What's the relationship and moving situation? Ooh, that was fast. And as I say fast, Eight of Wands. That is very fast moving energy. What is the situation and relationship? Knight of Wands kind of on its side. What is the situation? King of Swords. This relationship and situation. Hmm. All right. So, like I said, started off with very fast moving energy. Eight of Wands to the Knight of Wands, kind of on its side, not fully upright. King of Swords upright. King of Wands on its side. But we do have the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So I don't see any pentacles here, meaning that it's of course not the most solid decision. There's a lot, but there is an opportunity for happiness here with the Ten of Cups, but it's among other things, and that's the only cups here. I mean, it's a good one to represent the situation, but because it's among so many other opposing energies, it's like there's more, and especially with the Five of Wands showing up here on the bottom, the ten of not the ten, the it is a 10 number, but the Wheel of Fortune, it's like this feels like a situation that it's not going to go long term, but for the time being, you'll be able to find, like, happy moments. Let me get oracle messages from this other deck. What is the advice for Savon here? What is the advice for Savon? All right, so first I was hopeless, then depth and exhaustion. This basically mirrors like everything that's here because you have all these energies, and in between you have the Ten of Pentacles, which adds depth to the situation, that adds, like, some character, some happiness, but then exhaustion, long journey. Um, Relationship wise, this can help teach you. So it's to say that if you make this move, there is lessons to learn here. There's depth. There is, moments of happiness. But in the long run, like I said, it's not like your long term solution. Okay, so that's something to consider. It says exhaustion says depletion, drain, long journey. Pride showing up on the bottom here. Just make sure that you're making decisions based off of the right decisions here. Because again, with no pentacles showing present, it's not giving like a solid decision. King of Swords, consider everything before you do this. Because we went to the King to the Knight of Swords, so we're taking steps back here. All right, so definitely consider, think of all options before you get into this, and really have those honest conversations with each other, because King of Swords, Knight of Swords, that's like honesty, and that's absolutely needed. I should say it could mean honesty, not always. It's what's needed here. Definitely have those conversations and necessary conversations before you do this. Listen, when it comes to situations like these, it's like, you decide to do something like this, it is impactful on a lot of levels. And with the King of Wands on its side, just know that, you know, um, passion and intimacy is not going to be like a steady thing. It's not going to be like an everyday thing. You have to deal with the ups and the downs. So just be prepared in all facets when you bring someone into your energy that close. And I would say this to her as well. This is not a decision that you just, hey, I'm just gonna, because fueling it is fun, but then we have to catch up with life. You're very welcome. Good luck. All right, Monroe, are you still here with us? some positive changes I can look forward to. Okay. Let's stop in for Monroe, please, and thank you. Hi, Stuart. Welcome. Thank you for the sub. Hope you're doing well as well. If you have a question, feel free to drop in the comments, or if you just want to chill and vibe, definitely welcome to. I haven't really been doing like my I'm kind of tired to be honest, but I'm so bad at promoting myself or like really like hey subscribe like the video because it feels so corny. It feels so freaking corny. All right, let's hop in for Monroe, please and thank you. What does Monroe have to look forward to? What good things are coming up from room four? I don't know. In the foreseeable future. Hmm. Okay, like that. All right. So we have the High Priestess to start us off with. It kind of like slid out, kind of weird. So I was like, I don't know if that was me being slappy or what, but I'm gonna take it. So heightened intuition is absolutely a thing. Things are just gonna become a lot clearer to you. To reinforce that, we have the Chariot, full steam ahead. You might you might be considering travel options or just going somewhere. This feels like an opportunity to go somewhere and do something different. Two of Pentacles here. That's really a you thing if you decide. But this feels like an expansion with the Knight of Pentacles, like an expansion of sorts. Like you're able to take on more things now. This feels like a luckier era for you, where things more so flow. Two of Swords in reverse, you don't really have to think about it. It kind of just fits and flows. There's like a nice flow to this. We got two twos, so 22. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is kind of like a makeshift 11-11 card, but a lot of balance here. Actually, three twos, my bad, because the High Priestess, what's that? That's a two. So 222, you're in flow right now. You can expect a lot more flow, a lot more what is it? Ability to multitask. This feels like an energy, like blockages, whatever blockages that you felt that you had, it's like clearing out right now. You're gonna be able to take on things a lot easier. Like even, because life is not perfect. It's like good things come, but there's a balance to it. So even when, things are present to like annoy you or, what might have been an annoyance before is going to be a lot more manageable now. There's just with this, it's not like it is kind of like a big shift, but I feel like it's more so in your intuition and how things are processed on a spiritual level, on a soul level. All right, so that is big. But in your everyday, your day to day, it's just going to look like managing better. It's going to feel more grounded. It's going to feel more stable. You're going to see and feel like a better flow to life, if that makes sense. Yeah. Five of Swords to the King of Swords. Like, again, your mental is not going to be as bothered. You're gonna have like those moments of mental clarity where you could just breathe. It's again gonna come to you a lot easier. Like things that you need to do. Like if you had any kind of like what I just heard task paralysis involved, like you're that's pretty much gonna be done unless you actually need to relax because then yeah, then your mind's going to be like, you know what, just chill. The world energy here, so that's something to look forward to. That's good shit. I like that for you, especially with the Chariot. It's like full steam ahead. There's nice energy here. It's very like mellow. Things feel like they're mellowing out for you, especially if you came from a season of like things being hectic or the energy just feeling like ugh. Now it's gonna be like okay, do with that. I'm gonna pull Oracle message. What can oh, yep. This is going to feel like a freeing event for you. And it's not, I don't want to say an event because that just indicates like a one off, like, you know, it just happens and you're like, oh my God. But no, this is like a subtle because it's kind of like it's been building up. So you're going to be free, feeling a lot more free and open. Like I said, things are just going to be flowing for you. You're in alignment right now. So it's going to feel like real, I want to say flowy. Like I want to feel flowy and just like happier. Oop, this fell out on my lap. What cords you need to cut to encourage this? To encourage the maximum benefits. What cords do you need to cut? Only you will know. But cut them cords. And again, you're welcome. All right. So I believe I didn't see a question from Angie or EFT. Let me see. Felicity, are you still with us? I'm sorry, I just missed this question. Right. I want to say right, Rich. Wanted to know, do you ever think that betrayals can be forgiven? Of course. Absolutely. Now, I think the better question would be, should you allow, like once that happens, should the, you know, person that needed forgiveness, should they be allowed back in? Um, and that is a harder question because it really depends on circumstances. But yes, betrayals can be forgiven. I'm just not. I'm not the type of person like if somebody betrays me badly, like they're not allowed back in. Like absolutely not. If we're because there's levels to everything. But you know, if it was something petty, a petty betrayal, that is possible. That is very possible. Yes, Stuart. Yes, you can. If you have a particular question, feel free to type it in the comments. I was trying to see if Felicity was still here, but I don't think still present. And oh, hi Felicity, you're here. Okay. I'm scrolling back for questions. All right, Felicity wants to know, may I ask, where does Bali stand regarding all fallout? All right, let's happen. Spirit, let's tap in. Let's get a message. See what's going on with Valley. What's the energy after the fallout? Valley's energy after the fallout. We definitely have a separation here of sorts. Okay, so this person is kind of split. This feels like split energy in terms of, some days I'm considering, or some, I should even say this is not a day to day, this is more of a moment to moment consideration as far as like if it's worth it to start again um, with the Fool energy. Seven of Cups, these two came out together. So Fool to the Seven of Cups. And this feels more like because of a comfort factor that's present. But on the other side, we have the Six of Swords to the Ten of Wands. These came out separate. So it's more so on the other end that they're like, it's too much work. It's better to move on. Kind of energy. I mean, that's Nine of Wands. Definitely defensive at the bottom. They're like, you know what? Even though their mind is still considering it, their outward energy, like toward you, is like, no, stay away. I don't want to be bothered right now. We've got some oracle. I'm going to ask for you because in every situation, we should always consider what your best course is here. What is the advice for Felicity when it comes to dealing with Bobby? Felicity? All right, so stress turn. Oh, there's a few that turned over here. No, I'm not going to take all this. Stress was the first one to turn over, and that says turbulence, tension, arguments. So, of course, we have a falling out here, so that would tend towards the arguments. But what do arguments create? You guys said stress and unnecessary stress at that. Yeah, because there's definitely tension here. But what is Felicity's advice? Do something here. What is Felicity's advice? Obscurity showed up here. There is secrets, mysteries concealing. Hmm. All right, so I flipped these over in reverse. That says longing and obsession. So this is your advice when these are in reverse. Longing says craving, aching, wanting. Obsession says infatuation, adoration, addiction. If this person is a source of a longing or any kind of addiction, obsession, whatever have you gotta let that go. Because when I see the energy here as far as like even with their split, the highest we go is the Seven of Cups. That is not like of a significant emotional attachment. There's no, like, as far as this person, what they're projecting is not a significant emotional attachment to this situation. And you should know that because if they can go, days without speaking or communicating in any fashion, that they're not tied to the situation. There's definitely things about this that you don't know that would impact your decision anyway. And secrets is never a good thing when you're dealing with a person. There should always be transparency. So yeah, your advice is to do your own thing here. Now, when you ask like what their energy is, they're not really giving it as much thought as you think, but it's like they're split in between letting it go, it's too much work, or just this is giving side piece energy. Seven of Cups is like, you have your pick of the litter. Seven of Cups with the Fool. Mm-mm. You don't want to be like a second option or feel like you're not um, important to someone, right? That you're giving your energy to. You're very welcome. And Stuart, if you are still present and if you still want a reading, let me know. You got to put your question in the comments, unless you just want a general. That is always an option. Well, not always. Not on Thursdays. And sometimes not on Sundays. It really depends on my mood, to be honest. Okay, so you want my thoughts? Because I don't ask. I should actually put that in the disclaimer too. Like questions like that. Usually, I've asked my own questions on that with the cards, and we're not supposed to know a lot. A lot of information is kept from us because, like, we're just not equipped to handle like what's really real a lot of times. Like the human psyche is so delicate, but once you build yourself up spiritually, it's possible, I guess, to tap in deeper, but a lot of times like we're not privy to a lot of information about the afterlife. I saw the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot of information, but afterlife is, I don't even know where to start on that. Um, Maybe a better question would be, or a better response, since I'm not a religious person, like if I would to subscribe to the heaven or hell um, storyline. No, no such thing. Hi DTM. All right. I think that when it comes to, and what I've been convinced of through my dreamscape, through conversations, just like feeling on a soul level, your afterlife really just depends on how you lived your existence here. Because if we think about it, karma is always in play, right? And that includes our life, complete life cycle. So it's like if you lived a good life, if you lived a life that was well intended. Like you always had the best of intent. I wouldn't say always because that's never an always, but if more than not, you had the best of intents and you moved with good intentions, then your afterlife will be dictated by that. And the same would go if you did not lead a well intended existence, or how can I say, The devil energy. That is so funny. Yeah, it's really you get what you give. So I would say if you did live a good life, rest easy and just know that, you will be taken care of. And if you didn't, you'll be taken care of in other ways. So that's my, that's basically, oh, I say that, the Hierophant. Oh, thank you for that confirmation. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the after. But back to readings. So yeah, if you wanted a general read, absolutely, um, I can do that for you and just see like what comes out for you. DTM wanted to know, do you see me and this Sag woman I'm talking to having a lasting relationship? Sag on Sag. Ooh, yikes. Oh. I'm just messing. I'm kind of messing. um, that is a very fiery mix. Actually, I'm gonna stick with Huitar because me too. That is a very strong mix right there. That's something question. You're welcome. So yeah, let me know if you just want me to pull, some general, a general spread for you. That is very challenging, and I'm sorry you have to go through that, Stuart, because at 36, unless you feel like you've lived a full existence, because you know what, that happens sometimes. Some people have a very early start to life, and you can feel like you've lived more than one lifetime before you're even half a century. All right, so I'm just gonna tackle because I have to get moving and do something. I'm gonna tackle DTM's question. Stuart, if you did want cards to be pulled for you, just let me know. All right, so we are tapping in for DTM, please and thank you. What do you, what messages do you have regarding Page of Wands? A lot of like now free. What is the Sag on Sag connection looking like? Is there a long term potential? What is the deal? Okay, this feels a little different because Three of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. It's like either one or both of your energies is not like giving typical. I find it very interesting. Not giving typical Sag energy. Oh, y'all are gonna. Oh, I just got. Y'all are going to annoy the shit out of each other with like debates. But that feels like a minor part. That feels like a very minor aspect. And it's not even to say like slight arguments, slight the mental push and pull. That's like one of the things that you'll have to figure out. But I do get long term potential here because we start out again very stably with the Three of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like considering like all your options, like this is the best fit for the both of you right now. That makes you both feel like comfortable in your decision and like you feel good about it. But again, whatever like little like little mental tug of wars. Yes, that's what I was looking for. The mental tug of war is where you're like, who's right here, or who's the winner of the debate, who's the debate champion. But we also have the Queen of Cups, so this will feel it's like it's like a weird combination of nurturing and mental stimulation. But yeah, this definitely has like the distance for long term potential with the world, but it has to be a journey that both of you are like checking in with each other regularly on, okay? Not only just, mentally, physically, spiritually, this has to be an all encompassing thing. Like, you can't leave each other out of any process. Like, this has the potential, but it's like the caveats are there because the butting of the heads. Like these two are in the center, the Page of Swords and Strength on its side. So you're going to have moments where you test each other. Ten of Swords. All right, but again, there is potential. So you want to know if there is potential? Absolutely. Now, how things play out, it's really up to you guys. Consider this though, with the world being here, consider this um, like something's potentially substantial in your existence here. Justice also showing up. So y'all could spiritually have a contract already, because this feels like tight already. Like, do y'all like feel like buddy buddy like already? Like feel like you've been friends for a while? This is giving like comfortable from the get go in each other's presence. Taurus rising. Okay, but this it definitely gives like there was like an automatic level of comfort maybe that either one or both of you hadn't felt before, or that feeling was unfamiliar, but it feels good and it feels comfortable. But yeah. So the potential is there. What might be the breaking point is that ego. The ego might decide here. I'm not sure whose ego it is because Sag is like, whew. All right, but I'm gonna ask for advice because advice is always good, like what you should do. Let's see advice for DTM when it comes to probably mine. Oh, that's real. I respect that. Respect. Because I'll tell you one thing, a lot of the Sages I've known would not even admit that. Oh, soulmate energy showing up. And as I on the cut, what does that say? Ego! Pride and ego. Yeah. Again, there is a high potential here, but that ego. What's the advice for these men, please and thank you? What is the advice for these men in this connection? Shallow, hollow, empty boredom. You get bored a lot. Mistakes. misunderstood victim, lost soul, cloudy judgment. See, I feel like these, if your ego is an issue and you allow it to, it'll definitely cloud your judgment here. And you're gonna make mistakes along the way that possibly you can't come back from. Like overall advice, if you really want something long term with this particular energy, you got some work to do first, because this is coming back as it's long term. It doesn't even feel like your energy is like receptive to long term right now. I gotta keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It does not feel like long term. Um, you're considering it, yes, but are you ready for it? So if you really considering it, get ready. Don't start something that you can't finish. And you're welcome. Good luck. All right. Hi, Brianna. Welcome. I could do one more quick reading. I could do one more. So, Brianna, let me see. Brianna, if you would like a quick reading, I need you to either type your question real quick. Type your question real quick. Wait, pick me up, not up. What? Girl, instead of typing all that, you can be typing your question. Or just, if you want in general, we could do that. All right, well, guys, I just saw your question. With some difficult obstacles I gotta prepare myself for the upcoming months. Okay. All right. Sorry, Brianna. Did not see a previous question. Um, can I see you both? It really depends on how long this one takes. So let me see. Tap in for work, guys, please and thank you. What is any obstacles you have to prepare for in the foreseeable future? All right, so straight off the bat, Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit in reverse fell right on top of it. This feels like some family friction or like tribe friction or whoever it is that you associate with the most. It's like there's it feels like opposition. This feels like ops coming out the woodwork. Damn. All right, I did see this on the shuffle. Like you're gonna be receiving some hard truths. Knight of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles. It's like how do I describe that energy? Page of like a lot of knights. Let me see. Two knights, a page, and a father. Yeah, this like it feels like family energy, like opposition within the family. Whether it be, I'm getting more. Let me see. I'm getting more masculine energy here as far as opposition. People acting out. This is like some immature energy. A King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles falling on its side. This may be a falling out between dad. Like if you're a father figure, possibly an uncle. This is feeling again. I'm getting like more masculine energy, and it's gonna feel like a knife. Like it's gonna be cut. Like it's gonna cut you, but you need it. Whenever the Ace of Swords is out, it's like a hard truth, a raw truth that is needed. Because without raw and hard truths, you can't make the best decisions for yourself. So it's definitely needed. Six of Wands to the Queen of Wands. Like don't let don't let them see you sweat though. When you're dealing with these conflicts, do not let them see you sweat. Do not, what is it? Don't feed the fire. Don't do it. Like your best bet when you deal with your ops, cut them out. Try to cut them out because they're this is attention seekers. These are people that seek attention. It's giving like narc ish energy. People that, always want to be considered first, but when the tables are turned, they cannot do the same. People that want you to put time and energy into them, but cannot deliver the same. Yeah, that's going to fall apart. But again, you're not to feed the fire. Advice for Wilkart, thank you. Healing energy. Yeah, just take it as much in stride as possible and, use it to heal. Remember, I said it was necessary, sacred plan. So it's a must. It's a must in your journey. Listen, we're not going to do all that. We're not going to do all that. You're welcome. Yes, Brianna was doing well, guys. King of Swords. Where is your question? I don't see your question. Oh, because I completely missed it. I was right under well, guys. How will my daughter view me when she gets more mature? Nah. What? Years down the line, like that's not something I can answer reasonably, or even like you know ask the cards reasonably. We're talking about foreseeable future. So if you want to rephrase your question, you're talking about like how far in between are we right now from whatever outcome you're trying to determine? The amount of decisions that will be made in between now and then to try and nah. The cards will laugh in my face. Like, what? All right, now that I can do. All right, Brianna, I'm gonna have to take you next time around. Um, Thursday will be a theme reading, but every Tuesday I do viewer's choice. So and that's my fault because I was not keeping up with the comments as much. Thank you. Blessings upon blessings to not just Brianna, all y'all. Thank you so much for your energy, for your time, and your trust. I appreciate it. So let's tap in for King of Swords. What's coming in for King of Swords when it comes to money this month? What's happening in Money Matters? Ooh, King of Swords. Mm. All right. This kind of fell out on my lap, prematurely, but I'm gonna say that it feels like this feels like you thought that there was like a curse on your money or something like that. Like there was coming from a period of where things didn't seem like it was going right, everything was falling apart. Nine of Wands energy, where you felt like you needed like spiritual protection or to protect yourself somehow because it just felt kind of like odd how things were working. Queen of Pentacles though to the Chariot, so it's like this feels more like illusionary. It's not really so much external energy. It's like this feels like internal energy feeding a like the negative narrative. Yeah, you need to clear that energy. The Hermit is showing up here, the Star and the Knight of Swords kind of on its side here. So it's like until you clear that, like you gotta think to bring in abundance, you gotta think abundance. Like if you're thinking anything in terms of like, oh, it's not gonna happen or things are gonna go wrong, you're automatically inviting in like what you don't want. So you got to change that mentality and you're going to notice like things start to clear up. That's first and foremost. As far as this month, it's going to be it's going to be like a like what it's been. You're not going to notice any substantial like changes until you change how you're approaching power on its side. Power and Five of Pentacles on its side. You see these imageries? That's that lack mindset. The Five of Pentacles is lack mindset. So you got to change that. You got to change that. All right, peoples. So that is going to do it for this round of readings. I want to thank everyone that joined me tonight. I will be back on Thursday for a theme read. So if you haven't yet, subscribe in so you can join in and get notifications about future lives and posts because I am going to be posting more coming, just hasn't happened yet. All right, so I will see y'all next time around. Sun and love and some light. Peace out.